everyone, and welcome to Behind the Nail Pros for 2012. And this is the January issue, where we had Rachel Moritzen come in and do the nails for our cover. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
It's so great to have you back. It's been a couple of years, I guess, since you were last here, and it's such a pleasure to have you doing the cover for us again.
Thank you, and yes, it's been quite a while.
The design you decided to use for this cover was something a little bit different. It's an old style that has been modernized. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, what it is transfer foils, but with a new twist. So instead of using a shiny foil, I decided to use a matte foil with a little bit more design in it.
Usually when you think of foils, you think of metallic, but these were not your usual metallic. It had a pattern in it almost.
Yes, it had like a marbleized kind of a pattern. It reminded me of the winter, so that's why I decided, to use that particular pattern for this cover.
The model's nails were a little bit tricky. Tell us how you overcame this.
Well, what I did was I decided to go ahead and sculpt them out. It probably would have been a little bit easier to go ahead and put tips, but I wanted to make them look as natural as possible. She had a little bit of nail missing, so I went ahead and used the coverage pink and built them out for her.
If this is something that you saw in the salon, how do you overcome this?
The best way to overcome this would be really to put a form on there. You want to try to get the form around one corner of the nail. If another part is missing, just do your best to wrap it around the finger and then just build out the nail short. And as this starts to grow out and your clients come back and they maintain this process, their nails will start to grow out and you will have better results.
I noticed that you were having a hard time pinching the nails because of also the shape of her nails.
A little bit. Her nails were a little bit wide towards the end, a little bit thinner towards the cuticle as far as roundness goes. So I didn't want to over pinch and apply too much pressure because that would cause her some pain.
After you applied the cover pink acrylic, you went in and filed and shaped the nails. Tell us about how you shaped the free edge.
While I was applying her acrylic, I brought it out square because I wasn't sure what shape I was going to put in there. After pinching her nail, I wasn't quite getting the shape that I wanted, so I in turn decided to just go with a little bit more natural shape that would fit better with her particular nail.
And I think it worked really nicely because, like you said, it does look like a natural nail. And I think that adding this design, the foils on top of it, made this a very wearable look. After you filed the nails, how did you get the foils to stick to the nail?
After I filed them, got all the dust off, I then applied some adhesive in different shapes on there, different little patterns. Once that dried, I placed the foil on top, let it set for a second, kind of rubbed it in, and then just pulled it off.
And the foil only sticks to the places where the adhesive was applied to the nail.
Exactly.
So when you're applying the adhesive, you didn't paint it on the nail like nail polish, you sort of dabbed it on.
I dabbed it on just because I was looking for a certain look so that you could see underneath. You could do it that way too. You would probably just come up with a different type of a pattern, which would be cool too.
I loved what you did with this, how it was sort of piecey and imperfect. I thought that made it look really cool. And then to bling it up, you added some sparkliness.
I added extra sparkliness. I looked for all different types of rhinestones, different shapes, and some flat back, some square, some with a pointed back, different colors and sizes, just to update the new foil with a new look on rhinestones.
And I think you really achieved that. My favorite one was that giant oversized rhinestone that sort of sat off kilter on the nail. It was really cool and different and, again, imperfect.
Yeah, that one was one of my favorites too. I liked the way it was cut on top and the way that it gave off a lot of shine. That's the Rivoli type style.
How did you adhere the rhinestones to the nail?
Well, after I filed completely, I just went ahead and put a gel top gloss over the top and just set my stones in place and then cured it.
Did you file over the foil?
I inlaid the foil. So after I put the foil, I did put gel over the top of that, and I didn't go back over it with acrylic. I went with gel so that way there was a more clear look of the foils.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for coming and doing the nails again. I think they looked really great, and it was such a wonderful way to kickstart the new year. So thank you once again.
Thank you for having me, Stephanie.